Donald Trump is gaining significant traction in the latest 2024 election polls, showing a tie with Kamala Harris in Virginia, leading in key swing states and even ahead nationally, according to a New York Times poll. Let's break down what these developments mean for the electoral map. But before we get into the details, hit the subscribe button, like this video, and leave your thoughts in the comments. Thank you for your support. First, let's start by locking in the solid states for both candidates. Harris is expected to win in states like California, Hawaii, Vermont, Massachusetts, Connecticut, Rhode Island, Maryland, Washington, D.C., and Maine's 1st District. Meanwhile, Trump should easily secure Utah, Wyoming, Idaho, Montana, northern South Dakota, most of Nebraska except the 2nd District, Kansas, Oklahoma, Missouri, Arkansas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Tennessee, Kentucky, West Virginia, Indiana, South Carolina, and Alaska. This gives Trump an early advantage with 1 in 25 electoral votes. A key update comes from Virginia, where a poll of 1,000 adults shows Trump and Harris tied at 45. This is a big shift, considering Biden won Virginia by more than 10 in 2020. Now, it's become a battleground state similar to Arizona, Nevada, Pennsylvania, and Michigan. With 13 electoral votes at stake, Virginia's competitiveness is a major concern for the Harris campaign. Another poll of registered voters does show Harris leading by 2, but that margin is within the error range and far from Biden's comfortable win 4 years ago. Trump has a pattern of gaining momentum late in election cycles, and Virginia might follow that trend. In 2021, Republican Glenn Youngkin won the governor's race in Virginia after trailing for most of the campaign, which mirrors how Trump tends to perform better in the final stages of an election. If Virginia flips to Trump, it would be a devastating blow to Harris's chances in the overall race. Nationally, Trump continues to surge. A New York Times poll of 2,400 registered voters shows Trump leading Harris, marking the 8th consecutive poll where Trump is ahead. Notably, the New York Times is considered a left-leaning pollster and was one of the least accurate in 2020 because they overestimated Biden's support. If Trump wins or even comes close in the popular vote, he is highly likely to win the election. He could even lose a popular vote by up to 3 points and still capture 270 electoral votes. Harris, on the other hand, needs to win the national vote by at least 3 to 5 points to have a chance, and right now, that doesn't seem likely. Looking at the broader map, we can begin filling in the likely states, which are expected to be won by a margin of 7 to 15 points. While Harris will still win Washington and Oregon, the margins are expected to be much smaller than Biden's nearly 20-point victories in 2020. This time, those states might be decided by about 10 to 15 points.